Have you ever had a moment where something ordinary suddenly became extraordinary? A sunrise that left you speechless, a song that moved you to tears, a whisper in your heart that felt like something more? In the Gospel, there is one moment like that, so radiant, so awe-inspiring, that it left even the closest followers of Jesus trembling and silent. It is the moment when Jesus revealed his divine glory to the apostles, on the mountain of the Transfiguration. Imagine Peter, James, and John, following Jesus up a quiet mountain. Maybe they were tired. Maybe they thought it would be a moment of retreat, of solitude. But what they witnessed there was something they would never forget. Scripture tells us in Matthew 17 verse 2, he was transfigured before them, his face shone like the sun and his clothes became white as light. In that moment, Jesus was no longer just their teacher, their rabbi, their friend. He revealed his true identity, God the Son, shining in divine light. Why did he do this? Because he knew what was ahead. He knew the cross was coming. He knew that his disciples' faith would be tested in the fire of suffering. So he gave them this glimpse, this taste of glory, not to dazzle them, but to strengthen them. It's like a light before the darkness. A reminder that behind the suffering is resurrection. Behind the wounds is victory. And perhaps you need that reminder today. Maybe you're walking through your own dark valley. Maybe you're carrying a cross no one else sees. Maybe you're struggling to believe that God is near. But in the Transfiguration, Jesus says to your heart, look beyond. Trust me. This is not the end. Peter was so moved by the experience that he said, Lord, it is good that we are here. He wanted to stay. To build tents. To hold on to that moment of divine beauty forever. And yet, they had to go back down the mountain. Because following Jesus is not about staying in the comfort of glory, but about carrying that glory into the world, into the pain, into the mission. The voice of the Father then echoed from the cloud, saying, This is my beloved Son, with whom I am well pleased. Listen to him. Matthew 17 verse 5. That command still echoes today. Listen to him. Not just when life is bright, but when it's hard. Not just when prayers are answered, but when heaven feels silent. Listen to him when he says, Come to me, all you who labor and are burdened, and I will give you rest. Matthew 11 verse 28. Listen when he says, I am the way, the truth, and the life. John 14 verse 6. Listen when he says, Take up your cross and follow me. Luke 9 verse 23. Because Jesus is not just a man from history. He is not a distant figure or a kind prophet. He is God, revealed in glory, and yet, he walks beside you in every ordinary step of your life. The Transfiguration was a moment of light, but it was also a promise. A promise that if we walk with him, no matter how difficult the road, we too will share in his glory. St. Paul writes in Romans 8 verse 18, I consider that the sufferings of this present time are as nothing compared with the glory to be revealed in us. Can you believe that? That your pain, your trials, your sacrifices, none of it is wasted. Every time you love when it's hard, every time you choose hope over despair, every time you trust God in the silence, you are being transformed. Slowly, quietly, faithfully, you are being transfigured. Just like Jesus on that mountain, your life is meant to shine with God's light. That light may be hidden now, but it is there. And one day, it will break through in full splendor. So today, if you feel tired, if the journey feels long, remember the mountaintop. Remember the glory. And know that Jesus has already shown us what awaits those who walk with him. A glory so great, so bright, that even the darkest night will one day fade. Hold on to that promise. Because the same Jesus who shone like the sun, now lives in your heart. And he is with you. Always.